Everybody, welcome to Learn by Doing, where you learn a quick concept that hopefully you can apply to your business right away. Last time we talked about creating a social media content creator, a custom GPT that will be able to help you draft some of these content based on your biography, your worldview, so the ideas, the thing that you've worked on in the past, the associations that you're affiliated with, and also your tone of voice. So things like past posts, different writings, different videos, content, or your brand, your company that you've created in the past. What Custom GPT can do really well is to take all of those information, those languages, and in typical content generation, it can churn out content really quickly, create a draft that you, the human, then can review to make sure that it's value aligned, that it is in the tone of voice that you want to represent yourself. But today, I'd like to talk you through very quickly an AI automated workflow that would allow you to still have that social media content creator and plug it into different tools so that you can actually allow the AI to gain access and use tools. So I'm going to share my screen very quickly. In this video, I like to start with the end state so that you can talk through with me what is it that we're trying to create before we dive in to dissect some of these. So this is Zapier. This is one of those workflow automation tools that allows you to connect different tools and different actions together and allow this to take actions when you're sleeping. So what you're seeing here is a workflow that allows us to build around this OpenAI social media content creator custom GPT that we already created. And I'm going to talk you through this flow. We have a Notion database, and you can use really any database. You can use a spreadsheet for that matter. There will be a new database item created using this custom GPT on social media content creator based on the prompt. And the prompt is, hey, create three options for LinkedIn posts based on what you know. We're telling this AI, once you've created this content, update the Notion database to show those three options, and then send those options to my email for revision or approval. And then there's a loop that keeps going. Once I send back revisions, the AI then create a new version, add to the Notion database until I approve the post. And theoretically, I can also add more services in here, more platforms such as Crowdfire to schedule those posts to go out, right? This is a workflow that allowed someone who's very busy, a founder, a business person, or a content creator to automate the creation of posts every morning and then get those posts directly to our email, interact with our email in terms of revisions, and approve the post in order to get posted. What you're seeing here is the social media content creator AI that we created is only a part of this flow. What we are giving it are access to different platforms in order to take actions. So I'm going to go into each of these and show you how I set this up. It's actually quite easy. It takes maybe 30 minutes to set this up. You can follow along with what I'm showing you here, but also if you ever need help, go to your GPT and ask, hey, help me set up a social media manager with a low code workflow using Notion, email, and AI. And it gives me a little bit of how to set up right away. So the first step is to create a Notion content calendar database. If you're using Notion, This shouldn't be a surprise to you. If you are using Google Sheet, that's fine too. Just specify to ChatGPT that, hey, I'd like to set up a Notion content calendar. These are the column that I'd like to have, right? Here I have the date, the topic, the post options. Again, I'm asking the AI to generate 3 posts per day for revision or approval. And then there is approval status. So things that are pending, things that are approved, and things that are posted. And then at the end, there is a final approved post, right? And so from there, ChatGPT can create a Notion template for this right away. And it asks me, I can provide a Notion template for this. Would you like one? And I said yes. So here's a Notion content calendar. I can download this right away. And then I can go into Notion, click on import CSV, select the file, and that's how I can pull directly from ChatGPT. So that is the first step, which is ask GPT to create a Notion for you and then import it into Notion or a tracker of your choice. So then I asked ChatGPT, how do I connect Zapier to Notion? And here it is to give me a step by step. I go to Zapier and I create a Zap, use Notion as a trigger app, create a new database item, and link it to my Notion content calendar that I've just created. This is where we're going to store all of our posts. I then will set up the prompting of this custom AI social media agent. The setup here is that use this app, OpenAI, and send a prompt to this app using this account. And this is where it gets slightly complicated, which is I connect the Zapier event here to my OpenAI account. So in order to set this up, I needed to make sure that I have an account with OpenAI. So there are 2 parts to setting up the OpenAI account. It is slightly different than the ChatGPT that you are used to. You got to go to openai.com, create a profile. And then what I did was to create an API key, and you can name it really anything, but for this demo, I name it Zapier integration in order to use this API key in the Zap itself. I also put in some money. The reason why there needs to be a dollar amount here is because for every time that this prompt runs for 400 character, for example, OpenAI will charge me and it will pull from this credit balance. So those are the 2 components that you need to set up this app. Again, one is the credit balance to use the API. And then secondly is the API key so that you can plug it into this app. And honestly, that is the most complex part of these. But I also needed to paste in the prompt to generate 3 posts a day. And because in Zapier, there wasn't a way for me to use GPT 4.0, there was only 3.5. I needed to be very specific around the length and how it should be associated with my tone of voice, essentially being more specific. A GPT 3.5 can be a bit generic. If I were to use GPT 4.0, when Zapier make that available, I may not have to go this deep into the prompt, but this is where I'm starting to have to do a little bit of customization. The temperature here has to do with how risky you want the prompt result or the GPT to take. So 0.9 for more creative application and 0 for well-defined answers. So I put that in 0.8. Maximum length, this has to do with how many credits this prompt might use from a API standpoint. The rest is pretty smooth and simple, right? Once the AI generated a few prompts, I like it to update the database that I've set up. Again, update the database system. Here you have different options that I like the AI to generate. And then depending on how ready those posts are, they can be either pending or approved. And then it will also save the finalized post at the end here. Once the AI have updated the database system, it will send an email to ask for that approval or revision. So far, we have created a database that we can store content in, prompt the custom social media content generator to create 3 posts, update them in the same database, and send them to me for revision or approval. That is a simple flow that you can set up right away to generate some content and create an automated workflow that goes straight to your inbox for revision and approval. I hope this is helpful, and I hope that you can play around a little bit more with this and get something set up so that you can save some time. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.